Ever feel like your WordPress site is moving in slow motion? Switch to Kinsta's managed hosting for WordPress and watch it fly. Host your site on Google Cloud's fastest servers with worldwide data centers so your pages load instantly. Need help? WordPress experts respond in under 2 minutes and will migrate to your site for free. Try it yourself. First month free at kinsta.com. That's KINSTA.com. Kinsta, simply better hosting.
All right, HBCU family, it's Kyle T. Mosley of HBCU Legends, and welcome to Week 5 preview. We had a lot that went down in Week 4, but Week 5, with the conferences about to clash, a lot of guys who had time to rest, lick their wounds, and come back for action in Week 5. We're going to talk about it. Guys, don't forget, go to hbculegends.net, read up on all of the articles that we have from HBCU Legends, and you can check us out on all social media platforms at HBCU Legends. All right, guys. I tell you, it's going to be a special season. You can feel things are brewing with some of the contests that we're going to talk about ahead. But before we get into that action, let's pay some bills. All right, Kyle T. Mosley here with HBCU Legends. And guys, I'm telling you, this is a special time of the year. The NFL has kicked off. We got basketball about to head our way. They just had press conferences today from across the league. But no better app to be able to have, especially with baseball going down to the wire. You know, October is coming. So, Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Yeah, that's right. So, playing Underdog is easy, guys. You just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on their stats, like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Now, since it's Week 5, we got to take Jackson State when they go against the Jaguars. Will they go higher or lower with touchdown receptions? Or will they go higher or lower with the recorded rushing touchdowns? Will the Jaguars be able to defend them as well as being able to put some points on the board? Those are the things that you want to know from the player stat, the team stat, or the sport. You can do it all on Underdog. Download the app today and sign up for promo code HBCU Legends to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code HBCU LEGENDS. Millions have played and already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make your picks. Win some money. What do you have to lose? It's right there in your fingertips, and you can do it today, guys. I did it. I feel good about it. I love using the Underdog app. Lamar Jackson, he did me right this time. Mark Andrews, he did me right this time. I was surprised, but they did it, and it felt so good. So, use your Underdog app today.
Plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Thank you, Mr. Auto AI voice. That's Mr. Auto AI voice. And guys, be able to make your picks today. But the first thing you have to do, go to underdogfantasy.com, download the app, get ready to make your first 3 to 5 picks. But also, don't forget, when you download, use the promo code HBCU Legends. All right, County Mosley, we are back to talk about. Let's do a quick preview of the scoreboard. We're not going to go into all of the games, but some of the more important games that occurred in HBCU football last weekend. You got to really look at what happened with Grambling. Grambling was down to a nail biter once again against East Texas A&M. The week before, they were in a nail biter to Kentucky State. Same score, 31-38, they prevail. Now, Virginia Union, they lost a close game to Edward Waters, but Dr. Alvin Parker wasn't having it this time, guys. 28-10 over the previous number 1 Division II HBCU team, Johnson C. Smith. Now the Panthers are back number 1. Hampton, Howard, the real HU showed up after 8 years of futility, losing. Those Bison found a way, and they pounded the Hampton Pirates 34-7. So congratulations to Howard. Spartans lost another heartbreaker. Michael Vick's team almost tied up the game at the end. But that reminds me of that old movie, Almost Ain't Good Enough, baby. 28-31, the Spartans fell. But the big game that people were talking about this weekend, well, 2 big games, but this one was the Aggie Eagle Classic, NCCU versus North Carolina A&T. Well, you know what happened. Trey Oliver showed no mercy. 62-20. One of the players from A&T squirted a bottle of water onto Coach Oliver pregame. Don't know what's going on, guys. Have respect for the coaches. Have respect for the game. Sean Gibbs has respect for the game, and he immediately let the young man go, got him off his team. Kudos to you, Coach Gibbs, in the loss, 62-20. Now, this is the one that guys need to be paying attention to. Deshaun Jackson is doing a marvelous job through 4 games. Remember the first game with Delaware? They fought. The Delaware State Hornets fought. And now they were able to prevail over St. Francis. They had nearly, 300 yards rushing once again. They were pounding the rock. James Jones had 3 touchdowns, 111 yards. Delaware State 33, St. Francis Flash, the Red Flash, 10. I tell you, congratulations to Deshaun Jackson. I mean, he's doing a great job over there at Delaware State. Guys, don't forget, if you want to have some healthy options, go to Whole Body Health CMOS. Go to WBHCMOS.com. You could be able to get your bottle of gel sea moss. It's natural. Their sea moss comes directly from St. Lucia. So get the natural properties of sea moss that are healing to the body, your joints, your ligaments, for high blood pressure. It is great. Go to WBH Whole Body Healthcare is going to be able to do it for you guys. I know the Allenses, that's what I call them, the Allenses, they do just a great job at Whole Body Health. That's WBHCMOS.com. Amazing CMOS gel benefits for you and your family. They are our title sponsor for HBCU Legends. So go to wholebodyhealthcmos.com. All right, guys, let's talk about what's going to happen going forward in HBCU football. Then we're going to talk about some stories that you need to be paying attention to as well. This upcoming week in HBCU footballs, there's some special games. So we're not going to talk about every game. Some games in the MIAC are not going to be conference games this week. So let's just start off with some of the conference games. Like in the CIAA, Winston-Salem State is going to go against Bowie State. And then we got Alabama State going against Florida A&M. A SWAC battle that really can turn the tide in the SWAC East. Florida A&M needs to win this game. Florida A&M needs to win this game, as well as Alabama State needs to win this game. But Alabama State is hot right now. Andrew Body, the top FCS passing efficiency quarterback in FCS, and I think this is the first time an HBCU quarterback was at top of any week in any season ever. So congratulations, Andrew Body. Congratulations, Eddie Robinson Jr. Now, Alabama State, if they win this game, that gives them a little bit of edge in the East. The next game that they definitely need to win will be against Jackson State. Well, what are the Tigers doing this weekend? They're going down to Mumford Stadium in Baton Rouge, the Red Stick, Scotlandville, on the Bluff, to play the Jaguars of Southern University. Fred McNair, has he done enough in the 2 weeks being able to have some time to prepare for that Jackson State defense? Has he done enough to be able to get that offense rolling? Because it's been sputtering. Can they get really where the Cardiac Cats are back on track? But can they beat Jackson State? Ooh, that's going to be difficult. Not impossible, difficult. But it seemed like it just seems like there's always something going on with the Jaguars. We don't know who's going to be their quarterback. Will they be able to bring the young man who had concussion back? Can he be able to be the guy? It's been a hard row for that position right now. Jackson State. They have Ahmad. They have Jacoby and Morgan. Coach T.C. Taylor said that's a great problem to have. That's what he told me on the SWAC press conference. It's a great problem to have. As well as a great problem to have a rushing attack that grounds up the field. And if they're able to do that against the Southern Jaguars the way that NCCU was able to do it against the Jaguars in week 1, the home team's going to have a problem. That's all I'm saying. There's going to be a problem. All right, and NCCU comes all the way over the Mississippi. I think that's the first time in years they've been this direction, other than when they went to UCLA a couple of years ago. They're going to play East Texas. East Texas, of course, I just told you, had that big battle against Grambling. That should be easy work for the Eagles, the way they're playing now. Chris Mosley, man, he has a great name, doesn't he? That's a great last name, Mosley. Chris Mosley. The Eagles running back last week had 5 touchdowns. He had over 200 something plus yards in offense, almost 300 yards of offense. Just by himself. 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns. Congratulations, young man. Mr. Harris, quarterback, did an excellent job himself. 3 touchdowns, 380 passing yards. What a great performance there. Now, here's one that we need to pay attention to as well. Tennessee Tech is playing Tennessee State. Now, for them, that's a conference game. And Tennessee Tech, one of the backup quarterbacks is Jace Wilson, who used to be the starting quarterback for Texas Southern. Tennessee Tech is doing what Archie Cooley, Jerry Rice teams were doing, putting up massive points on people in the NCAA FCS realm, and it's going to be a tough one for Greg Williams, his defense. I don't see them prevailing on this one, so I got to give the nod to the Golden Eagles of Tennessee Tech. Howard's going to play Richmond, and Delaware State plays Sacred Heart. Now, Sacred Heart just lost to Norfolk, so let's say Deshaun Jackson goes 4-1. They still haven't played a conference game. Wow. 4-1 going into the conference play gives those young men some confidence. Remember that old song, Confidence? Yeah, we used to play that at 35 in New Orleans. Confidence. Yes, it will give them some confidence. They can be able to win. I think they can win bigger against Sacred Heart, who escaped against Norfolk. So I'm going to go with Delaware State on this one. And Norfolk plays Wagner. That should be a good test for those guys. They're kind of equally matched, but the key for the Spartans, they have to play nearly spotless to be able to win. South Carolina State, coming off that bludgeon they just took from South Florida, they go and play Charleston Southern at Charleston Southern. I'm going to say the Bulldogs going to do the upset. Yes. I feel it. Feel it in my bones. Yeah. How much that's going to mean to y'all. But a lot of people are going to be on break, guys. So not a lot of activity in football, but there are going to be some good games in week 5 of HBCU football. All right, before we Mosley on down the road here, let's talk about some of my rankings. This is what I turned into box to roll for the media poll this week. Start at number 10, Vi Union. Number 9, Grambling State. Number 8, Prairie View A&M. 7, Howard. Alabama A&M comes in at 6 and Delaware State at 5. NCCU number 4. Alabama State 3rd. South Carolina State.
Ever feel like your WordPress site is moving in slow motion? Switch to Kinsta's managed hosting for WordPress and watch it fly. Host your site on Google Cloud's fastest servers with worldwide data centers so your pages load instantly. Need help? WordPress experts respond in under 2 minutes and will migrate to your site for free. Try it yourself. First month free at kinsta.com. That's KINSTA.com. Kinsta, simply better hosting.
Didn't give up their number 2 ranking. And of course, Jackson State is on top. Howard, congratulations once again on defeating Hampton. Larry Scott, I see you. Don't look now. You got the Bisons at 3-1. You got Delaware State at 3-1. The MIAC is looking very interesting in non-conference play. But what's going to happen when Trey Oliver, Chinnis Berry, Damon Wilson start getting their teams ready? Morgan State will start to look good, guys. So it's going to be great to see that MIAC action. But before we move on, Prairie View, they had to exorcise some demons out of Panther Stadium. They had to get rid of Northwestern State 27-24 last weekend, and they had a monstrous ground game to be able to do so. Mr. Bingham, he had 180 yards on 18 carries, so he had 10 yards per rush. Lamaje McDowell, he had over 100 yards, 104 yards of rushing. So if Tremaine Jackson can continue to do that, and plus the big quarterback Tevin Carter, which I think they're probably settled in with him at quarterback for the time being over Cam Peters. But again, that's a good problem to have. You have 2 quarterbacks who could start for you. But it just seems like the offense runs a little bit smoother, a little bit better under Tevin Carter. He's still learning. He made a couple of mistakes here and there, but he had a big, long run for a touchdown as well. So Tremaine Jackson, looking good. But let's go to the SWAC here, guys. And there are some, I left out one game that troubles me, and it's Texas Southern. Grambling is going to play Prairie View in the State Fair. That's going to be closer than you think. I got to go with PV over that one because Grambling has been the cardiac cats. They've been letting D2 teams get the bestesses of them. But they pulled out the wins. You got to give Nicky Joseph and his team some credit, man. Those guys are now at 3-1 going into conference play. Prairie View is the only one who has won a conference game because they defeated Texas Southern at the beginning of the season. So right now, Prairie View is at top. Now, if Prairie View defeats Grambling, that means Prairie View has 2 wins in the conference already. That is very good for those guys going forward, right? Well, it's going to be competitive in that SWAC West. And plus, there is a game or 2 from the SWAC East that will count for the conference totals as well. But this weekend, guys, Alabama State, Florida A&M, it should be the premier game, in my opinion. Then the Grambling State Prairie View game will be second. Southern against Jackson State third. Texas Southern going to Mississippi Valley State. That could be a dub for who? The Devils. Don't count Terrell Buckley's team out on this one. Texas Southern has to win this game. If Texas Southern doesn't win this game, I am concerned about the confidence of the 0-3 Tigers going forward. Just keep that in mind. Alabama A&M at Bethune-Cookman. Well, you know what, guys? That could be one of the best games of the day because Bethune-Cookman knows how to rush the ball. They know how to have a balanced attack, just like Alabama A&M. That could be one of those either a back and forth affair or a defensive affair. I would go more defensive affair It's going to be in Daytona. The edge goes to the Bulldogs, in my opinion. But Bethune-Cookman, they can strike. Arkansas Pine Bluff will take on Alcorn State. Alcorn State needs this big win. Pine Bluff needs this win as well. God, this is a push, in my opinion. If you get bad Alcorn State where they turn over the football, miss opportunities, can't convert on third down, it's going to be a long day in Arkansas for them. So, all right, looks good for the SWAC and the MIAC, week 5. And then we can turn our attention to what's going to happen in the rest of the league. But let's just stay right there and kind of let that marinate. All right. So what else is happening, Kyle T? If you guys didn't hear, didn't read, you should know by now. Jackson State, they don't want to participate in the Battle of the Bands. Well, this is the band of the year contest or competition, the way John Grant tells it to me. And he told me today that if you guys did not see online, Jackson State put out that they do not want to participate. I think the director, Littles, put out that they don't want to be judged. They prefer that the sonic boom of the South Marcher Band is not an active participant in the ESPN Band of the Year competition. As director, I have gained and again requested not to be included in any preliminary adjudication, rankings, or promotion of this event. This decision was made with thoughtful consideration and is rooted in internal priorities. While we hold the Band of the Year organizers and all affiliates institutions in the highest regard and continue to remain positive about the relationships across the broader band community, our decision is a matter of institutional preference. We fully respect the decision of other programs to participate, as well as the enthusiasm of fans to follow the competition. At Jackson State, our students work tirelessly and are evaluated by a different set of standards. Those that focus on personal growth, musical excellence, and cultural impact. We take immense pride in integrity, resilience, and the life achievements of our members, both on and off the field. We wish that the ESPN Band of the Year initiative continued success and are confident in its ability to flourish and uplift the art form we all cherish. Dr. Little. So, John Grant, I called him. John, what's your thoughts? He pretty much told me, Kyle, it's a non-issue for the Band of the Year committee. And he stated all bands, whether they submit or not, each week their performances will be adjudicated. It's done also to help bands understand and realize how they can improve their performances. At the end of the season, if they choose not to be one of the bands in the final two for Division II and another final two for Division II, Division I and Division II, I'm sorry. So then you don't have to accept the invitation to participate for a chance to win $150,000. Division 2 bands, they have a chance to win $125,000. So that's what John Grant told me, who is the executive director of the ESPN events. So guys, it's not the ESPN band of the year so much as the ESPN events band of the year that is held by their title sponsor, Red Lobster. Yes. If you guys don't know it, the CEO of Red Lobster is a black man. A young black man. Got a chance to meet him at the Celebration Bowl. Outstanding what he has been able to do to turn around the Red Lobster franchise that was suffering after giving away too much shrimp, but he's turned everything around. So kudos to him. Kudos to the band of the year, as well as kudos to Jackson State. They don't want to participate. That's fine. And guys talking about, they would send a desist and cease and desist order and all this other stuff. And none of that really matters. If they don't want to participate, that's fine. You can't tell somebody how they can or cannot adjudicate or decide to be able to judge on your performance. You don't even have to turn in the tape. They can go to YouTube. You got all your content out there anyway. So guys, come on. Fans, come on. They're going to do what they're going to do, and people are going to do what they're going to do. If Jackson State doesn't want to accept the invitation or a chance to be able to win $150,000 for their musical program, that is their decision. Bottom line. Right? Yeah, I know. Okay, guys. Bethune-Cookman Marching Band, they participated at Sherry's show today. It was the season 4 for Sherry Shepherd. Congratulations to her as well as Bethune-Cookman. And also there was an announcement from the National Battle of the Bands who were able to coordinate with Sherry Shepherd's show that they're going to have a new edition of the National Battle of the Bands around MLK Day. And it's going to be in Boca Raton, Florida at the Palm Beaches. And it's called the Palm Beaches Edition. The National Battle of the Band launches the new Palm Beaches Edition. Congratulations, Derek Weber and his marketing team, as well as Pepsi, who is their title sponsor, for being able to debut this brand new event that would take place January 16th through the 18th at Florida Atlantic University Stadium in Boca Raton, Florida. And that coincides with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. Okay? So if you guys are down in Florida, around that area, you can be able to see some HBCU bands and celebrate the music, the culture, as well as the new tradition that they're trying to establish in Florida. Now, what will happen to the Houston National Band of the Battle of the Bands competition that takes place in every August, right when you kick off the new season? It occurs at NRG Stadium. Well, they're going to keep it. So there are going to be 2 competitions. So the annual Houston competition before the season and this new National Battle of the Bands in the Palm Beaches down in Boca Raton. Congratulations. All right, guys, let's talk about HBCU Go. They have a new partnership with Procter & Gamble for these HBCU Classics. The next couple of classics is going to be the Southern Heritage Classic as well as the Las Vegas HBCU Classic. So those are 2 important classics there. Procter & Gamble decided they wanted to partner with HBCU Go to be able to help those classics, and that's going to be great. They just helped the Procter & Gamble Truth and Service Classic that it was between Hampton and Howard. And now the Southern Heritage Classic is going to be between Alcorn State and Arkansas Pine Bluff this weekend. And then you're going to have Jackson State and Grambling battling it out at the Procter & Gamble Las Vegas HBCU Classic. All right. Great news on that front. Okay, if you guys are partial to HBCU Go, also you're going to be able to check out those HBCU games on Amazon Prime now. So being able to have those on Prime, if you are a Prime member, love Prime, you can stream HBCU games there as well. And it's going to be homecoming for Johnson C. Smith. Can they be able to rebound after the big loss? We shall see. I don't think it's going to be much of an issue, but we shall see. All right, guys, that is all for Kyle T today, and bringing you out my thoughts about what's going to happen going ahead with HBCU football these in week 5. And week 5 is going to be special because then after week 5, when we get to week 6, I think everybody's going to be playing week 6, guys. Let's see here. No, there's going to be a couple people off for week 6 in the SWAC, it looks. But we'll talk about that when we get there. All right, Kyle T. Mosley, HBCU Legends. Don't forget, if you're going to go to Underdog, download the app today and use promo code HBCU Legends so you can get some bonus action and bonus cash. All right, go to hbculegends.net to be able to follow us on our SI website. All content is there. Videos are there. And also, please support our YouTube channel at HBCU Legends. It's growing, and we do love the respect. We do love the support. If you want to be able to cash app us, go to $KTMOZE to be able to send us some love through Cash App. We do respect that support too, because guys, it takes work, it takes time, it takes money to be able to produce what we produce. And also, guys, don't forget to follow all of our social media channels at HBCU Legends. On IG, it's just HBCU Legend. Okay? So, I'm Kyle T. Mosley. It's a lot of fun covering HBCU sports. And we're going to have a special debut of a new game that's going to take place in October. And we'll talk about that in the next podcast. It's going to be called the HBCU Puerto Rico Bowl. And also there's going to be the Yes HBCU Bowl game that's going to take place in St. Croix in November. So 2 island games for HBCUs are going to take place this year. First for HBCU football. Basketball teams have been in the islands for years, but this is the first for football. So stay tuned, stay committed, but also always stay and always be tenacious. Never give up. I'm Kyle T. Mosley. Y'all take care, y'all.
Life is unpredictable, but preparing for the unexpected shouldn't be. Take ownership of your life planning with Policy Genius to help your loved ones have a financial safety net in case something happens to you. They offer life insurance policies starting at just $276 a year for $1 million in coverage. Don't wait for life to make other plans. Protect your family today. Head to PolicyGenius.com. That's PolicyGenius.com.